Hello, and thank you for watching the video. Today, we are going to be discussing Battlefield 3 10 years later. So when this came out, it came out October of 2011. So it is, in all intents and purposes, almost 10 years old. Obviously, it's not quite there. We're almost there. It's only May 22nd in time that I am recording this audio. So what is Battlefield 3 anyways? Well, for a lot of you that may have played the game back in 2011 or even a little bit later, Battlefield 3 is a tactical first-person shooter based off of modern combat that takes place, well, today. And it came out competing against Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Both were great games at the time. This was a different game, and those who've played both understand that both have aged a bit differently. As you can look at, Battlefield 3 aged quite well when it comes down to graphics itself and the overall destructibility of other buildings. It looks fantastic, it plays fantastic. I think the only thing that holds it back a little bit are the controls are a little bit clunky when I played through it. I went ahead and adjusted my settings since I usually play around a little bit lower sensitivity. I run a 400 DPI, and then I usually do 15 on the sensitivity on the mouse in-game. And I do that across all Battlefield games just because lower sensitivity for me equals a better aiming experience. It's just overall better for me, obviously. In this game, for some reason, if I bump it a little bit higher, the sensitivity just goes all wacky. But if I have it at 15 like I want to, it's also a little wacky and it becomes a little bit clunky. Battlefield 4 actually improves upon this in the next iteration. Obviously, it's Battlefield 4. It's supposed to improve upon it. And the controls do feel a little bit better. And I keep note that I am playing on the PC. So I'm playing on Origin. So outside of that, how does the gameplay hold up? Well, the biggest thing that is played in the game is Conquest. Large Conquest, but it's a lot of the time it's the small maps, I think. At least when I was looking in the server browser, which I will be posting in here, the only thing that I was able to look at is Metro and all the tinier maps that they had. It was the more popular ones that were played, and they often didn't have the 64 player counts. Another thing that I noticed when I looked at the game browser itself is that there wasn't that many servers left. There's one or two big ones, and the ones that were remaining, I mean, I had a pretty decent ping, but your ping may vary. I think there is one large server left in the United States, and there is one or two left in Germany. So those are the two prevalent countries that still play the game today. If I take a look at Battlefield 4, just the game right after it, the next iteration, which came out in 2013, so not even that much longer, the player base is much larger. I found many games, 5, maybe even 6 games that are full of players in the United States. I am from the United States, so that is what I'll be looking at, and I can't tell you exactly what I look at when it comes down to the European servers. But coming back to Battlefield 3, there isn't that many servers left, so if you were coming back or thinking about purchasing this game currently, I would say probably look at Battlefield 4 as you're getting a very similar experience, and they even have the DLC that bring back a lot of the favorite maps from Battlefield 3. You do get the improvements of controls, like I said, at least on my end for PC. It's a bit more fluid. It's a brand new engine as well, but let's go back to Battlefield 3 real quick. Battlefield 3 was obviously on the Frostbite 3 engine, and I found the destructibility of this game fantastic. I'd actually even say it was a little bit better than Battlefield 4 in terms of destructibility. Sure, the buildings in Battlefield 4 had a much larger destruction, like Siege of Shanghai. I do remember that building completely being destroyed, and the other buildings around it you can destroy. But there were some buildings that just did not take any damage. What I noticed when I played through Battlefield 3 is that the destruction of environment was much greater. It may not have the big impacts like the huge skyscraper that crashes down like Siege of Shanghai, but you did have little tiny buildings throughout the map that just blew up around you and just felt more chaotic overall. Rather than this one gigantic movie, I'd say, it was more or less this more of a combat, more of a combat type of experience, buildings blowing up around you, rather than just a cinematic explosion. And that to me felt more, it pulled me in more, let's say. Okay, so how does the game hold up overall? Well, Battlefield 3 holds up quite well, as I talked about earlier. The graphics hold up pretty well, the environments hold up well, but there is not a large player base left in this game. If I were to recommend it to anybody, I'd say if you're going to play the campaign, then go for it. By all means, go for it, or if you want to try out that one server, but I do not recommend people who go out and buy this right now. There's just not enough people playing it, and I think that you should just go out and purchase Battlefield 4. If you're going to be purchasing a modern combat game from Battlefield, that is the one to recommend, at least on the PC platform. Thank you for watching the video today. If you have any disagreements with me, or felt like I didn't cover enough, which I completely understand if I didn't, I would love if you guys left comments in the comment section and recommend things that I can talk about in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.